Welcome to Texila e-conference knowledge series. Texila e-conference is the leader in organizing online conferences and has been helping entrepreneurs, marketers, and professionals achieve their goals. Today, we are going to learn about Passion Drives Everything, presented by Mr. Alexander Novikov. Alexander Novikov wakes up every day striving to become the best version of himself, to inspire people to go beyond and live a passionate and authentic life. He believes that this world needs more passionate and authentic people that love what they do and go beyond in every aspect in their life by learning and never giving up. Passion is contagious. That's why when we live with purpose and meaning, we inspire people around us. He started working since 13 years old as a kitchen boy at a local pizza place. He worked in coffee shops, restaurants, web development company, advertising agency, and eventually started his own emotional marketing agency in 2010, that is IQD. The agency is focused on helping boutique hotels differentiate themselves by creating an emotional connection between the brand and the guest. His passion to help others transpires into his team's work ethic. Today, the agency creates emotional branded stories and thought-provoking content. His goal is to, his goal is to use marketing to make positive change happen to serve the right people. Now, without any further delay, we will join the session with Mr. Alexander. Hi, Alexander. Welcome to Texila e-conference knowledge series. It's a pleasure to have you here. We look forward to hear from you. You can now take over.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak to share basically a few ideas, to share some thoughts. It's a pleasure being on Texila conference. I can see it's an amazing platform. I think I did one last year, so I spoke again. So thank you very much for the effort for organizing this. And yeah, so today I wanted to speak about why passion drives everything. The reason why is because I believe that passion is something that's missing in this world. We have a lot of people, we have a lot of things that are not we have a lot of people that are not really passionate about what they do, and rather than sharing a lot of how to, I think we have to work on our mentality of why certain things happen. So, for example, I used to be a liar. Like I used to lie a lot to myself. I used to try to fulfill an empty need by buying things. I used to judge people constantly. I used to watch football. I used to chase success for the wrong reasons. Now, today I'm the exact opposite. Like, I don't chase success for the wrong reasons. I'm a minimalist. I'm vegan. I'm constantly trying to improve myself. I read, I do yoga, I meditate. So I changed throughout in the past 2 years. I lost my passion at some point because I was living a fake life. The reason why I was living a fake life is because I got distracted by what the world and by what society wants me to become and how success is, which is not wearing a nice suit or driving a nice car or having 100 clients. Success for different people means different things. For me, obviously, yeah, having clients, yes, helping people, yes, but yeah, it's not my life is not based on how other people perceive success. So yeah, I stopped watching football. I stopped doing a lot of things because we've been brainwashed. Now, what is passionate to you? What is an authentic life to you? It's a totally different scenario from what it is to me. So yeah, you should ask yourself like and say, okay, what is really what am I passionate about? What do you love doing? What are you good at? And the thing is with passion and with basically the whole notion of just do what you love, or follow your passion. I don't really agree 100% because if you're shit at something, if you're not good at something, you shouldn't follow your passion. I wouldn't follow professionally football or basketball or IT, for example. Like I'm not good at it. Like I'm rubbish. So it's having the self-awareness and realizing, you know what, I'm good at accounting. Like I love numbers. For example, I don't know, I'm not good at accounting. It's the opposite. But if you're good at digital marketing, so if you truly love digital marketing, then you should do digital marketing. But there should be a reason of why you love certain things, why you love digital marketing, why you love to be an accountant. So the key question is, what is an authentic life to you? Like for me, it was a fake life. So I used to live based on like certain people that I follow in the States, and think, okay, my life should be based like their life, which is wrong, really. It shouldn't be. But once you realize that, you know what, I don't need to be a doctor, I don't need to be in digital marketing, because um, it doesn't um, it doesn't fulfill you. So I think the key is doing things that fulfill us. The key is doing things that we are passionate. And when we are passionate, it transforms to to other people, to our friends, to our family members, to our neighbors. To the world is in a much better place, and we don't need to influence and to have a million followers. Like we can make an impact to one person, to two people, to 10 people, to 11 people, whatever the number. It's just a number. But if we can truly transform a person's life, um, that's key. And a lot of times we do what our parents want us to do. For example, my mom wanted me to become a lawyer. My mom was Russian, so she is very strict, and she was very strict, and like she used to beat the shit out of me. So I grew up with a very low self-esteem. The reason why is because obviously I had to please someone. I had to please my mom. I had to please my friends and family members. So when you grow up in an environment where your parents are strict, and the only way to success is to become a lawyer or a doctor or go to college or university, it's like it made it really hard for me. But I'm grateful for that, because um, I grew up. I didn't follow the path. I worked in ad agencies, then an ad agency. Then I got fired, and I started my own agency. So, you know what? There's no right or wrong. Usually people say, "Oh, this is right," or "Oh, this is wrong." You shouldn't get married when you're 30. You shouldn't have kids when you're 31 or 32. That's what society programmed us to do, and that's why people lose a lot of lose passion, because they're doing what society told them. They're doing what is quote unquote what is normal by any culture. Like I'm from Cyprus, or I live in England, in London. Um, but the different cultures. In England, there's a different culture. In India, there's a different culture. In Cyprus, Greeks, it's a different culture. So we all have different cultures. Like Buddhism, for example, is something that I study, and I'm passionate about it, because I know that we've been brainwashed in a lot of ways, and we all believe in certain things. Why do we believe in certain things? Is because um, we've been brainwashed. That's it. There's no right or wrong. So I'm truly passionate about living a life that was authentic to me, even if like you don't agree and say, you know what, Alex, you're full of shit. That's fine. That's your life. That's your opinion. So what I try to do is like I don't have an opinion. Like I just don't. If someone asks me something about something, it's like I don't know. If someone argues, for example, about a certain thing, and like I don't know the full story, and I don't need to get involved, because it takes away from my energy, and I don't want to take away to take things to waste things, to waste my energy, because obviously, I can invest my energy with to you guys, to share my knowledge, what I know and what I don't know, and the energy will be spent in a much more better time, and so amazing human beings like you are. And because for you to be here, it means you're open-minded, you want to learn, like I do. Like, and once we understand that 95% of people in this world, they don't want to learn, they don't want to grow, they don't want to improve their businesses, their brands, their, like, they don't, like 95% of people, they don't. It's only a handful of 5%. So yeah, it's important to realize that you know you're part of a few people that really want to make a difference, and I'm glad that you're so open-minded. Now, in terms of decisions and truth, we when we make our decisions, we make our decisions based on the truth that we know. So the truth to you is something different than it might be something different than the truth than my truth. So we all live our own truth, and based on the programming that we've been giving, like I don't know if you know the Matrix, the movie. Um, so it's hard to say. Raise your hands up if you saw the movie. Okay, I'm gonna go with it. If like, there's a movie called Matrix. Just type in the comments box if you just saw. So I know that some people saw. Did you see the movie Matrix? Just type yes. There's a chat here, right? Yes, no, um, no. Okay, I assume that I might not be reading. Somebody's typing. Okay, let me see. No, okay. The Matrix basically, quick. A Matrix basically is a movie where there is a character and he tells him there's a blue pill and a red pill, and if he takes the red pill, it's basically what society is programmed: do this, do that, go to school, have kids, blah blah blah. There's the blue pill, which is the truth, and he chooses the truth. But he said before you take the pill, you have to basically it's a science fiction first, but I think it's a documentary. That's what it should be. So he takes the blue pill and he realizes he goes into a different world, and he realizes that everything is fake, like everything is fake. And like, watch it. I highly like it. I highly recommend watch the Matrix. And there's one thing that might not be real, but it's a documentary. The Matrix. We're living in a Matrix. It just is. Once you understand that, like, why people newspapers, for example, news, radio, all that, it's a propaganda by the government, and your truth is different from my truth. And with Brexit, for example, in England now, like, there's a divided country. 51% they want to leave, 49 want to stay. So it's a propaganda. Some people believe that it's better to not to have foreigners like myself in this country because I'm a foreigner. Some people believe it's good. So it's a propaganda. Both sides are right. There's no right or wrong. I can understand why some people want Brexit to happen. Some people don't want Brexit to happen, which is fine. So they have a different view on the world. They have different mentality. Their truth is different. So the Matrix basically. So once you understand the Matrix, how the world works, you start making different decisions. You say, okay, I don't need to do that. I can do this. I don't need to buy more things because it won't fulfill me. For example, I used to buy a lot of things, like we all do. We buy shoes, we buy shirts, we consume. It's like we live in a world where we constantly buy things. Now, minimalism is something that basically it's a mentality. You don't need to buy things. Like, you don't need more things to feel more fulfilled, more happy, more passion. So now I got a gift on Christmas from a client, and it was a bag from John Lewis, a store here in England. I went into Facebook Marketplace and I sold the bag for £100 because I don't need another bag. I have one bag. I'm happy with the one bag. The thing is, once we start creating more, that's where we feel more fulfilled. Like when we give things, when we create content, when we do a webinar, when we share our information, like when we share our knowledge, we are not losing anything. We are just sharing. For example, now I'm not losing anything. I'm just sharing. Like, a lot of people think that they don't want to share things because they think that they're going to lose something, which is not true. You're not losing anything. You're just sharing information, and hopefully you can improve someone's life. So yeah, it's once we understand that we don't need to buy things and we don't need to consume, but we can create and give. Basically, when we give, we feel much more better. So how you can do that is, how you can test it out is give something, a small gift, a small flower, anything small, to another human being, to your friend, to your mother, to your parent, to your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, whatever. Just choose, do that today. Just give that, um, to your to a friend, and then tomorrow take something and see the difference. There's a huge difference between giving and taking. So yeah, once you do that, you'll see, you know what, I actually feel good when I give. Now we are scared of being different. I struggled a lot with this, because I was scared of standing out. And when I grew up, my surname is different, as you can see. It's not a Greek surname; it's not an English surname. So people used to make fun of me, and I tried to fit in. So I tried to see what the cool kids in school did, and I did the same things. As I grew older, obviously you don't look at kids; you look at same people in your area, in your circle. So you find things that they do. Okay, so successful people have this type of car. I need to buy this car. They do this, so I need to go do this. They go out in this type of places, so I need to go. So it's I was scared of standing out because people were making fun. And hundreds of years ago, when if you would stand out, if you were different, the tribe would throw you out. So you wouldn't you would not, you would have nobody. So we don't live anymore on the street in caves. And I realized that, you know what, being different is a huge advantage. My surname is a huge advantage because people remember my surname rather than my name when I meet with strangers, or they always ask me from where I am. I'm from Russia. I'm from Cyprus. My dad lives in Canada. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a huge different conversation. Before it was like, I'm like a typical person will say, okay, I'm Johnny. I'm from England. That's it. The conversation stopped. I realized that I have a huge advantage of being different because I'm from different parts of the world. I grew up with different mentalities. I grew up in a different environment. I moved to London, then I learned other things 6 years ago. So being different is a good thing. So if you're different, like, you should be proud. You should say, you know what, I'm different in ABC, and own your difference. Like, um, I used to I used to be, when I moved to London, obviously people in England, they judge a lot your accent, and people judged my accent. It's like excuse me. It's like, oh shit, they judge me, so I need to improve it, and I need to become more British. No, I don't need to become more British. I just need to be more myself. um, so yeah, it's being different is a good thing. So own your the things that make you different. Just own them. Um, Now, the decisions that we make, they're all based on fear or love, and there's nothing, there's no in the middle. So it's either we are scared of something, scared of why don't we invest, for example, I don't know, in a conference? Why don't we invest in books? Some people don't because they're scared of the money that they have because they don't know how they will get new money. So, for example, if a conference is a workshop, I don't know, it's £400, they're scared. How am I going to get the £400? Or if someone judges you, they're scared. They judge themselves basically, and they're scared of you being better than them. Or we can make our decisions are based on love, which is we care about well, the human race, we care about the world. So it's basically all my decisions that I made previously. The majority of the decisions were based on fear. I was scared of someone judging me. I was scared of someone telling something about me. So it's basically when I make a decision now, or when a lot of decisions, by the way, are subconscious, and some are conscious. So our brain works in a way that is programmed. So we can't think of every single decision. It's on autopilot. So for example, if you drive to work, You take your car, you take your car keys, you sit in your car and you drive to work. You don't think how you will get to work, right? You just don't, because you probably the first time you're driving to work, you're looking at the maps, at the sat nav, or if you take the train, well, the train. But if you go to a new location, for example, you always look around. Why do people love going on holidays? Because they're excited. Oh, it's a new place. So their eyes are open. They look at every single detail, like tourists. I love looking at tourists in London, because they walk around. They look at the buildings like it's the first time. The thing is, it's the first time that they saw that building, the Buckingham Palace, for example. When we see something once, twice, our brain store it. So we store the information. That's why we don't think how we're going to go to work. That's why the locals, they don't look at the Buckingham Palace, or they don't look at buildings in a certain way, because we store information. That's how we live. We can't avoid it. So it's autopilot. Our brain lives on autopilot. There are certain things that are stored. Now, so yeah, so the thing is to wake up, basically, to remind myself to just remove the autopilot. I always look at new things. Okay, let me look at I try, look at that building, or look at that house. So I look at things from a different perspective. So the reason why it's important to understand how the human brain works is because once we understand that we are on autopilot, we realize that a lot of programming has been done when we were from 1 year old, from the day that we were born until 7 years old, from our parents. We were not conscious. We were observing everything. So that's why race. That's why how we think, what we do. It's all subconscious. Like we don't even think of, oh, why do we do this? Oh wow, why do we kill animals, for example, to enjoy a 10 minutes meal? Like, oh, this is wrong. Or so a lot of times it's we do things that our parents told us, and our parents were taught from their parents. When we have the technology that we have today, like this conference, like we are miles apart from each other, and yet we can connect with the laptop and the internet, and having the technology like this, like it's amazing. Like having an e-conference from, like, it's freaking phenomenal. I grew up when I didn't have a mobile phone, I didn't have a laptop, so it's freaking amazing what you can do nowadays. And with digital marketing, obviously, you guys know, it's mind-blowing. So my point is, a lot of times we need to reconsider why we make certain decisions. Okay, what is it? Love? Is it fear? Is it love? Is it fear? So no, it's not. Is it love? Is it? Am I making my decision based on fear? Okay, what am I scared of? I'm scared of being judged. Okay, why am I scared of being judged? So we'll discuss the judgment part in a bit. But all I try to do, and all I remind myself every single day is, look, Alex, just make your decisions based on love. Sometimes people disappoint us. Sometimes people, they just disappoint us, but they disappoint us because we have a different view. And I try to come from a point, from an empathy. I try to develop my empathy and understand, okay, they think differently. So if you make your decision based on love, you put out more love, you care more about other human beings, and the world is a much better place. It's not about what they do or what we do. It's more about how we react. It's not about Johnny. It's not about Erica. It's not about Felix. It's how we react. So if someone is being an asshole to us, it has nothing to do with me. If somebody tells me that I'm an idiot, that's fine. I'm an idiot for them. I don't know what I did wrong. If someone watched my Instagram stories and said, "Oh, this is bad," like, that's fine. It's not for you, because you judge me based on a 15-second story or a 60-second video. Like, people judge because it's a reflection on them. So if someone tells something, it's not because Erica or it's because Alan told. Like, there was a guy that told me I'm an idiot, actually. Well, when it was, I think a month ago. I just smiled. I said, okay, that's fine. I'm an idiot. Like, he must, for you to tell a stranger that he's an idiot, to put someone down, you must hate yourself. So all I do is I just wish healing and I just wish love for the other person. Now, why we judge is because we are scared of making a jump. We are scared of starting something. We are scared of going somewhere. We are scared of doing that small side hustle or whatever, because people will judge us. It might be our family members, it might be our friends, our partners, whatever. The reason why is because we judge. Once we stop judging, everything will change. Because if we stop judging, you have more empathy. You understand more and say, I don't judge anymore. Well, I subconsciously, obviously, we always do, but I try to stop myself. So once we stop judging, we'll start doing things that we want to do. We'll start doing things that are that fulfill us. So yeah, I think that being judgmental and judging other people is a huge disadvantage. It's a weakness, actually. So the best way to stop judging is just to catch yourself and say, you know what, why do I judge? I don't know if we can watch a video. No, we can't, right? Yeah, well, okay. I had a video here. I don't think we can watch, right? The video. No. Yeah, so basically what I did is I did a 30-day challenge of doing social freedom. Now, social freedom is every single day I had to get a bar rest. Yeah, so basically the video was me doing stupid things. So for example, I'll do push-ups in the middle of the street. I'll go and pick my nose, for example, and ask in a mall, in a shopping mall. So I picked my nose and I went to a woman and asked her, can you help me out and tell me what gift should I get for my girlfriend? Without laughing, obviously. And the other person will tell me, yeah, you should go to that store. So then you give your hand to the other person to shake. I did the motor bicycle. It's an exercise, basically. You have an imaginary motorbike. Yeah, you need visuals. If you want to have a look, just go on YouTube and write my name, surname, and just write social freedom. There's a video explaining and showing basically the the ridiculous motorbike. So basically, you just go and do the sound, and you go around. And then I did skydiving, which skydiving was something that I decided to do. I'm scared of heights, so I said, okay, what am I scared of? And well, obviously you're scared of heights. Do skydiving. It's absolutely normal. So it was the best experience ever. Like, it was the best experience ever in terms of everything. It changed my life because I made major decisions while I was flying down. And here's a trick that I use every time when I'm scared of something. Our brain experiences the chemical in our body goes to our brain when it's fear or when it's excitement is exactly the same. So okay, fear and excitement has the same chemical that drives to our brain. Now the only difference is what we tell, the story we tell our brains. So you can say that I'm scared or I'm excited. So what I do usually when I'm scared, I say I'm excited. So with skydiving, I used to tell myself, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. So the brain basically goes, he's excited, he's excited. Oh wow, he's excited. Oh wow, he's excited. So now every time I'm scared, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. So basically I shake my brain because it's the same chemical. It's the same chemical that goes to my brain. So obviously the brain says, no, this is scary. You're going to jump out of 50,000 feet of a plane with a complete stranger. So I used to say, yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. So it helped me a lot. Obviously, when the door opened, I was like, oh, shit. It's the first time I'm in a plane with the door open. But yeah, it was the best experience. And I actually, once I landed, I said to myself, I'm going to get a license. And I didn't get it yet, but I'm gonna get a skydiving license so I can skydive by myself, and I'm going to get it this year once I achieve a goal that I have in Dubai. I just want to get it in Dubai, and I want to do skydiving more often because it's a life-changing experience, and I think that everybody should do skydiving at least once. So once you do that, and I suggest social freedom. If you want, you can do social freedom for the next 30 days. Basically, every single day, find one thing that scares you, find one thing that will that you'll be embarrassed, and yeah, do it for 31 days. Don't skip a day, because later you'll realize that people, okay, so what happened after the exercise is this: people judge me, right? Oh, what an idiot, he's doing this. Oh, what an idiot, he's doing that. But once the exercise finished, I called my stepfather after 13 years when we never talked. I apologized to him. I emailed my ex and told her that I lied about my age. That's another story. Basically, from a young age, I used to lie about my age. When people would ask me, how old are you, Alex? I would say, how do I look like? That's, I don't know, 20. I said, well, 20. So I met this woman. She asked me, obviously, how old are you? I said, how do I look like? She said, well, I don't know, 32. I was 27 at the time. I said, well, yeah, I can be 32. So we were dating, then we moved in together, so the relationship got more serious. So at some point I said, shit, I have to tell her the truth. But yeah, I didn't tell her. We broke up, and then obviously this happened, and I just emailed her and I said, look, I lied to you. I'm 30 years old now, which was a year ago. Well, now 32, so 2 years ago. I do apologize, blah blah blah. So yeah, I told her that. She replied. She was very pleasant and said, "Oh wow, it's all right. We all go through different things." Then I said to certain clients that I had that I don't want to manipulate people to buy stuff. Yeah, so that happened. And yeah, different other things happen. So the moral of the story is that people will judge us no matter what. They will. So people judge me, strangers judged me, but inside different things happen. They didn't know, they don't know that it was life changing for me, that it was so liberating for me, that it was magnificent. So let people judge. And now, like when I see someone, it's like, yeah, that's fine. I don't know the story. You never know the story. So try to do social freedom. It will help you. I highly recommend you do the motorbike exercise. Usually when I do workshops, we usually do it together, because now you might be at home or at the office or traveling, I don't know. You'll set yourself off the hook. The reason why is because we like procrastinating as human beings. We go, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. The thing is, we have to do it now. If you want to start something, you have to do it now. I started my agency 8 years ago. When I was fired, I cold clients, and I still cold call clients, like cold calling clients, emailing, like doing everything that I need to achieve a certain result. Now, in terms of business and marketing, like you can learn all the tools, like I said in the beginning, but the most important thing is not focusing on the tool, because Facebook, Instagram, Google AdWords, Google AdWords, ads, they all change. You can all learn that, but the key is mentalities. How do you connect emotionally with another human being? Now, how you create a story. That's why a story is important. How you create a story is by being authentic. It's by starting with what you believe. So passion drives everything. It's something that I truly believe. Then once you start telling your belief, you say what you do. So the structure of a story is usually you start with what you believe, then you go into what do you do. So for example, you do content marketing, or you do digital marketing, whatever, and then you say the reason why you do what you do. That's what makes you different. Nobody can steal your story. Nobody can copy your story. Once you're true to yourself, once you're authentic to yourself, nobody can steal your story. So the framework of a story is your belief. Like, what do you truly believe? Passion drives everything. Now, what do? I help people start passionate side hustles. Now, why do it? Is because I didn't have any help when I started. Now, I wish somebody would tell me the truth, would show me the path of, you know what, you can live authentically, you can do what you love, you can be true to yourself. So your story is different. So a framework of a story for a brand is this. How I do storytelling for our clients. It's like It's very important to know the framework. Then you change basically the wording. You have to look for good words. Yeah, you have to look for words that connect. You have to add sentences that have personal experiences, that are vulnerable, and that can change. That's my job. You have to have sentences that develop the empathy for your for not have the once you create a story and it has empathy, then your audience will be able to connect with you on a personal and emotional level. So the framework is pretty simple, but the key is creating a story that someone wants to read, because the majority of companies, they start off by telling, we've been in business for the past 70 years, we've been in business for the past 50 years, which really speaks to the logical part of the brain, which does nothing basically. So to connect on an emotional level, you need to skip the logical part and you need to share something that's personal to you, which is important. So that's the framework of how to create a story. Three things, and then obviously when you see what works, what doesn't work. So when someone asks, for example, Erica, what do you do for a living? If she says digital marketing, immediately the other person will say, okay. They'll put in their head like a file, like a business card in a section, digital marketing, that's it. Then they'll need Alan and say, what do you do? Digital marketing. Okay, digital marketing, again, here. So you don't really leave an impact. You don't really make the other person remember what you do. So rather than saying digital marketing, you can say, you know what, I'm passionate about how digital can improve someone's life. Or do you know what, I'm passionate about how we can connect with each other on a Texila e-conference from England to India to I don't know, China or the States or wherever. Like, to sell a product, to sell a service, if you say that you're just doing online conferences, it's all right. There are other 99 companies that do online conference. What is it that you love about what you do? So this basically goes into more storytelling and more structure. I don't think we have the time to go through it in every detail, because it takes 8 hours in terms of workshops. But yeah, so the structure is this. So if you follow the structure, you'll be able to create a story you start working on it today, and you'll see. Then you need to have a tagline. So basically, it changes everything. Once you start communicating why you're passionate about what you do, people start. So when Erica says, "Oh, I do digital marketing," but she does it basically with her storytelling, with the reasons why she got into digital marketing. It's never about the money. By the way, a lot of people say it's because of money. No, money is the end result. Money is basically it's energy. It's a piece of paper that we exchange between ourselves to buy a phone, to buy a laptop, anything, bread, almond milk. So yeah, when Erica says I do digital marketing because ABC, the other person will connect on an emotional level, and she will store. She does digital marketing, but he'll feel connected. So there'll be a connection between the mind and the heart. Now, once you have that, the next time the other person will want digital marketing, who do you think they'll call? Well, it won't be me who said digital marketing. It will be Erica, because they'll remember. And that's where creativity comes in. That's where like boldness comes in. Like the more bold we are, the better it is. So yeah, I don't know why I had this motorbike slide on this. So yeah, I truly believe that once we start communicating from the heart and telling our intentions and doing things that we are passionate about, things start to change. The world starts to lighten up, starts to brighten up. So yeah, do what you're good at, communicate what you're good at, and yeah, that's really it. Passion drives. Look, end of the day, passion drives everything, because passionate people have the courage to make bold moves, because passionate people make change happen. So go out there and make change happen. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. The first question is how to design effective how to design an effective content with the help of emotional marketing strategy. How to design? Okay, so the first thing you need to do, you need to have a content strategy, right? So to create a content strategy, you think of where your customer is, at what stage is he in. So if the customer is in a I'm looking for a brand, he doesn't want to buy it, he's not sold yet on your brand. So you need to figure out different layers. So the first not layers, the first types of content you create, let's say articles or videos, whatever. You create 5 articles to help the customer to understand more about the product or the service. Then you create articles, videos, whatever content that will help them connect emotionally with you. So you have to have different layers, different parts of your content that has emotion and logic. So there is a mix. If you speak only about emotion, you won't have the logical aspect. So they'll say, oh, okay, they'll connect emotionally, but you'll be missing out on logic, because people need to justify their purchasing decisions. We need to justify why we pay £100 for a pair of shoes. In order to justify, you need logic. So in sales, that's sales into content marketing. You need to add every time when you speak, and I'll give you an example. Effective content okay. A guy goes on a date and he starts speaking about with a woman, and he starts speaking, you know what, this is Johnny, I'm so freaking rich, I live in central London, I have a car, I'm BMW, I go on TV, it's like I live such an amazing life. The girl, she'll get bored and she'll say, you know what, yeah Johnny, bye-bye. Now we can bring Matt in to say the same thing but in a different way. So this is Matt. You know what I love about my job, Sarah, is that I get to travel the world because I make a difference. I help my team make a difference, and because I help people make a difference, I get paid quite well, which is good because I get to live in central London where I don't travel a lot, and then I get to meet different interesting people in the media industry, and because I meet them and I share my insights and my knowledge, they invite me on radio shows and TV shows. So it's more like, it's not bragging, it's more like it's more human. It has emotion, it has like, so yeah. I hope I answered your question. In terms of design, let me just I'm very passionate about design. Design is very important, because if the design is shit, people won't buy. A lot of things that I see online, and when I started out 8 years ago, I can show you on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, everywhere. I don't delete things to see how we evolved as an agency and how I evolved from a design perspective. Design is important. If the design is shit, you'll have to spend a lot of time trying to convince someone to buy. So design in general, like on anywhere, is very important. Next question, Russell, how does social freedom mean in digital marketing? Well, to be honest, the social freedom is more about personal development, but when you're a happy person, when you're fulfilled, I think it transfers into digital marketing, into anything that you do. So it doesn't transfer into digital marketing. It's not direct, but it's mentality. It's like you can try. You know what? Actually, wrong. It transfers because you're more free to do creative things. So you might say, you know what, let me try this banner, or let me try this creative campaign. You're thinking more creatively, and you think out of the box. So that's how it can help you, because everything starts from here. So from here, right? So if you're scared as a human being of being judged, you'll do campaigns that are the same, like that are similar. Like if you go around, and I'm sure in your city, like there are plenty of adverts, and there's 95% of advertising doesn't work. In the UK alone, I don't remember the number, I forgot. I think it was 95 they don't work, but there's a huge number of pounds wasted because of adverts don't work. Look, a simple question. Think about how many adverts do you remember from yesterday? Like, think about, do you remember one or two? Just think, and then if you remember one, oh, that's good. I'm sure you had more than one advert. That's how many adverts are wasted. Um, that's oh, thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate it. Now, I truly appreciate it. I'm very grateful. Now, Gary, how to make people believe that the product is a brand in the global market? Well, the first question is the product in a global market or no? So if the product is not in a global market, you're trying to manipulate the market and you're trying not to be authentic. The best thing to do is to find 100 people. Well, I don't know where at what stage the product is, but if it's an early stage, find 10 people that will love the product. Don't focus on everybody. The biggest mistake that we all do is we focus on mass market because that's how marketing used to be done. Mass market, Coke, I forgot brands like Coke, Coca-Cola, but Pepsi, and all the big brands that we know, Zappos, well, Amazon is digital, but Coke, for example, good example, Dove, the soap. So it used to work. Get a product, so get this cup, do a TV, radio, and outdoor ad, promote it, grow, create basically an average product for average people. This doesn't work anymore. People don't want average. Well, there are, obviously, but it doesn't work. Create something magnificent, create something amazing, create something phenomenal for 10 people, just for 10 people. And those 10 people as early adopters, they will tell to their friends that this product is great, that this cup is great. Like, this is the goal. And I'll give you an example right now. This cup says focus on the work. It's a cup that I created for a brand that I have as a small brand. So the cup is created for people to concentrate because I lose my concentration a lot. So I have different things, going on this way, that way, the phone. So when I see the cup, I brainwash myself to focus on the work. Then I have a hoodie. I'm not wearing it now. That says greatness starts within. Yeah, greatness starts within. So that hoodie reminds me and other human beings that greatness starts within. Now, the reason why I started this brand, I didn't start to go mass market. I started for a few people that want to brainwash themselves every single day with positivity. Passion drives everything. I have a cup, which I lost it, where it says passion drives everything. Okay, so this is another product, Smile. So once you open, basically it's this. So it's a product. Let me see if I have here. So I have this and Inspired Life. Oops. So you see, this is a product, and once you open, it's closed. Once you open one of this, inside it has a message. So it says, cherish your friends, stay true to your principles, live passionately, and fully live passionately and fully and well. Alex, what's wrong with you? By David Nichols. So this, for example, is something that you can gift someone, a stranger on the tube, on the road, something to make someone's life better. So this product, I didn't create it, the cup I did, but this I bought it from another supplier in America. So the point that I'm trying to make is you don't need 1,000, you don't need mass market. You need a few people that will be your target audience. So I hope I answered the question. How to market people with 1 second. How to make people. So yeah, if you're trying to manipulate people, I suggest don't manipulate people. Be authentic, be true to yourself. I try to do that. It works to a degree, but then you'll feel bad inside and it will drive you to a very dark tunnel. I got depressed. I got tons of like, oh, don't want to go there. So now it's like I don't have to prove anything. Don't try. The more authentic we are as human beings, the better it is. If you want to go global, you can, but start with 10 people. And people will enjoy the journey. That's what they'll enjoy. What does okay, Anand. Framework of a story is about deriving our passion or about the history of the brand or emotional connection. A framework of a story. Okay, framework of a story is about deriving our passion or about the history of the. the framework of the story, it has, well, the history, it can have history, but in the second paragraph. So the goal is obviously to say, like, if you want to say that you're in business for the past 10 years, you can. I don't say that anymore, but you can say, but you don't say I am in business for the past 10 years or 5 years or a year or whatever. You start with of belief. So the goal is to, obviously, you can say the history of the brand, the important aspects. The thing is not to get carried away and speak about ourselves, because we as human beings, there's a great book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's a classic book. So he speaks about, to win friends and influence people, you need to care about them. You need to be interested in them. What I add is you need to be interesting as well. So don't get carried away and saying we, I. It's all about me. No, it's not about us. It's about the audience. It's about we are servants. Marketing is about empathy. Marketing is about serving people. That's what marketing really is about. But we got carried away of Cokes and I forgot the movie in America, the Don Draper. I don't remember the name. There's a guy, an advertising agency, like an ad guy. Like, we need to manipulate people to sell more things, to sell more stuff. No, marketing is about serving people. It's about being of service. So the goal is to create emotional connection, tell a bit of the history, not a lot, just a bit, tiny bit. You don't need a lot. If someone is interested, you can create a whole different page video about the history of the brand. But there are a few people that will go into, and unless you're Louis Vuitton or BMW, where it's brands that existed for ages, then it's a different story. Do's and don'ts successful branding. Bad design, definitely don't. Never do bad design. Bad design is a bad design. Bad design. Then fakeness. Don't try to fake it. Then not have a consistent message across all your channels. So you have, for example, think beyond on LinkedIn, and then you have on Instagram, sleep well. So you have to be consistent in terms of branding. It has to be minimal, aesthetically nice, beautiful branding is about being minimal, knowing your audience. I think that's the first do. Sorry, I'm not saying do or don't. So do is knowing your audience, know exactly what type of person, 25 to 26 or 27 to 88, 30 to 32, like really tiny audience. Once you know your audience, it's not about telling your story. Marketing is about telling what your audience are telling themselves, right? So for example, if you're selling to someone who loves football, you shouldn't change the story. Like, you shouldn't say, oh, don't love football. You should just story tell what they want to hear, right? It's not that you're not authentic to you, but a professional marketeer understands that marketing is about realizing what your potential audience wants to hear. For me, for example, or for this brand, for the Think Beyond store that I'm doing, I'm telling my story. It's for people like me. We have a client that sells clothes, and we are telling the story that people want to hear. Oh, the weekend is here. Like, I don't care if the weekend is here. I love Mondays, I love Fridays, I love Saturdays, I love every single day. A lot of people in this world, they love Fridays. So we are telling a story. Oh, it's Friday. Yeah. Go shopping. You see? So yeah, design is important. So that's do's and don'ts. How should I deal with fear? How do I escape the logic thinking? A great way to escape the logic is, okay, fear is something that doesn't exist really. So fear is something that we perceive. We just think that is scary. Being on a plane with an open door, 15,000, like, it's fear, but it's not actually fear. You can think, oh wow, it's an amazing experience, right? I'm going to jump with a person that has 2 parachutes. And going into logical, the part of the brain, you just say, you know what, I'm excited. So if you're scared of something, public speaking might be one, I don't know. Say to yourself, okay, you have an idea, you have a decision, you want to do something. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just do. That's the trick that I do. It's a rule that I learned from Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. So basically, our brain, in the first 5 seconds, I think of, I want to start this business, but then our brain goes into logic, like you said. So to escape the logic, you just start doing. A lot of times, like I run. I tell myself to run 3-4 times per day. If you would see like the weather now, you can't see it. The weather now is shit. Is raining or is raining. So what my logical brain will say, don't go running. It's raining. It's warm here. Why would you go running? That's the logic, right? So what I do is I said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put my shoes on. Put my gear. Just go run. And then when I run, it's like I escape the logical part of the brain. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's one. The second one is I'm excited. And just do things like regardless, like fear of failure. You might be scared of failing. Failing, why? Who will judge you? Your parents, your friends? Doesn't matter. You're moving forward. You're trying things. You need to fail more. So what my goal for this year is to fail faster. Fail faster so I can learn. Because when you fail, actually, you learn. So that's a mentality to have. Like, I'm gonna fail. Yeah, of course I'm gonna fail. I'm speaking in Amsterdam next month, first time as a keynote speaker. So obviously my logical brain is gonna tell me, shit, there are 200 people in the room. But I'm gonna say to myself, yeah, I'm excited. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just go on stage. So that's what I use. Thank you so much, Kopianahan. Azaka, thank you. Suganti, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I will. Well, the thing is with goals, with this license, is about achieving a certain goal. So I actually have on my window 5 things that I need to do, and once I achieve them, which is July 2019, I can do the skydiving license. So I always associate something like this with a goal. I have to achieve that goal in order to do that. I don't buy things just for the sake of buying it. I really need it, or I have to have a goal. That's a different story. Kudos. I'm extremely pleased with your presentation. Easy to connect to. Thank you so much, Alan. I'm really glad that you connected. And guys, if you need any help or anything, you can always find me on Instagram. It's Alex Novikov, or on Facebook, or whatever. Or you can sign up to my newsletter. By the way, it's on my website, alexnovikov.com. I send weekly tips, ideas, things. I read books. I do things. I test things. So I always share with people on my newsletter. So you can go and sign up. Lucy, okay, Lucky. As an entrepreneur, what are the key things we should be there on my shelf? Is figuring things out as you go. My mentality is like when I started, and even now, when I started even now, is figure things out as you go. There's a song that I have in my repeat playlist on Spotify that's called Just Figure It Out. It's Flame by, excuse me, let me just 1 minute. I'm Flame, no, Figure It Out. Let's go to playlists. Let's go to songs help. I have a repeat playlist, and this is motivation. Like the first song is legendary, the second is motivation. Live my life changing flames. Yeah, so this is the song Flames. So basically this is the key, the key in being in business. Figuring things out, move forward. Things will fail, people will leave, employees will leave, you'll hire new people. Just figure it out. So the key things which would there be in my shelf. So figure things out, have the empathy and understand. It depends what what kind of business you're running or what kind of business you start, but understand that things will not work out, knowing that some things won't work out, and having the mentality of figuring things out. And I think having a growth mentality, always learning, always like looking forward and trying different things, because some things that work for me might not work for you, some things that work for you might not work for me. So just figure things out and go based on your instinct, not based on you can read all day, but action, like take massive actions. That's one of the things, guys, that I recommend is read the 10x rule. It's a book by Grant Cardone. Well, I shared on my blog, on my newsletter. So yeah, it's 10x rule. What else? Yeah, having a mentality of you need to take actions, but mindful actions. So that's is it lucky? Lucky. That's I think important. Rachel, lots of emotion. Why do you say sir? I'm not a sir. I'm just Alex. But thank you so much. You really got connected with that. Thank you, Rachel. I truly appreciate it. I'm sorry I missed answers to my question. I experienced network. Oh, you missed that. Great play. Yeah, you can follow on Spotify if you search Think Beyond Conference or myself. You can I think my repeat playlist and I have another playlist, Think Beyond Conference. It's a conference I do every year. Anyway, you can follow me on Spotify and I just start inspiring music. I would like to also have the video. I'm glad, lucky. I think it's lucky. I'm glad that you learned something. It really makes me happy that you learned something and I could share something of value. And that's what I am for, sharing what I learned and obviously throughout the journey. There are ups and downs. The thing is, in business and being an entrepreneur, there's ups and downs. There's a totally different subject, mental health, getting depressed and stuff, like all the hustle and bustle. Yeah, we need to hustle, but we need to be mindful. I used to promote hustle. I used to have a cup says hustle, hustle, hustle. I used to have a t-shirt, hustle. Gary V style and Grant Cardone, for those of you who know. There are two entrepreneurs in America. Hustle, 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 American style, hustle. Yeah, I do still hustle, but it's very important to be mindful. Like on Sundays, I take myself on a date. After 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that's my like half day off, which I take myself for a date. It can be a Starbucks coffee, it can be just anything, to the park, because we need to be mindful about what we do, and there is pressure, obviously. And we need to be mindful, because if we're not like meditation helps a lot, and just being mindful and finding purpose in what we do, and looking at the big vision, in terms of sometimes we don't achieve certain goals. Like January for me wasn't that good, wasn't a good month for the agency. It was actually a disappointing month, but you know what, February is much more better. And I learned from that, but that's all right. That's a month, that's a day, that can be a quarter. It doesn't really matter. The big goal is just keep moving forward regardless. So yeah, I think did I cover everything? Did I cover all the questions that you had?
Thank you, Alexander, for the amazing presentation. The session was so informative.
I thank you. I thank you so much. It's an amazing platform that you have here. It's an amazing people that all of you that attended. I'm truly grateful for taking the time out of your day and just listening and engaging and speaking. And yeah, I'm glad I could share something, and I'm truly grateful. And it's an amazing platform that you have as well. And thank you for inviting me.
Got great insights on passion drives everything. I'm so glad that the attendees were able to connect with you.
I'm glad. I'm very happy to hear that.
Like we have covered all of the questions. And thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us and sharing knowledge. We are very much delighted with your presentation. Thank you once again, Alexander.
I thank you. Thank you so much.